Hello everyone and welcome back to the Minecraft 1.20 Let's Play. Last episode I built this axolotl cave, and since then I've been trying my best to get a blue axolotl. I mean seriously, I'll show you my collection. What is one person supposed to do with all of these axolotls? And still we don't have a blue one. I'll keep working on this, but for today I want to start making some improvements to the world. We've got this area back here that I've been trying to figure out a build for, but I think that putting something really big here would be too much for the area, so instead I want to make another wheat field to fuel more packed mud production, starting by clearing out some of these trees. I'll harvest the existing wheat fields in front of the barn, so we have some seeds to start the new field. To frame this in, I'm using some cobblestone to make a short crumbled wall around the whole thing, just stacking a few blocks with some slabs just to make a little edge. It's looking good so far, but to fill this last space, I want to put in a garden shed. I'll use mostly brown materials because we don't want this to look too glamorous. Of course we've got the mud bricks. On top of that, let's have a layer of spruce planks, and one layer of logs. The roof will be a little layer with some oak planks. I'm doing a small slope with the slabs all the way to the middle. To break it up, on this next row we'll have a little stripe of stone as some cross supports. That's the base structure done, but inside this space definitely needs some windows. I've added a little bush under this one, and let's put a few decorations outside. Just a few crates and things like they're full of garden tools or, I don't know, wheat. And in here some more clutter to make it really seem like a garden storage space. And maybe just a few more campfires. One jack-o'-lantern in here, and a couple outside. This works for a little addition to this space, with a new source of wheat and a little storage shed. I'm glad that I finally found a use for that little patch of forest, but I also do want to extend some logs out of the tree stump over here to support the melon farm a bit better, as right now it looks a bit awkward. I've added a few branches and roots, and I think that looks a lot better. Now let's gather some materials for the build today. We've got lots of stone, 4 stone bricks, and some stone brick slabs. There's also the barrel here, almost completely full of andesite for us to use. Over at the mushroom barn, I've got a few stacks of brown mushroom blocks. I'm planning on using a lot of bamboo for the roof of this build, so here in the bamboo farm, we've got just a bit to use for blocks. I also need a few different colors of wool. Next, let's take some dirt and turn it to mud. To use with some wheat from the new field. I've collected the bulk of the stuff that we need, so with that, let's start building. I want to build a storage space type of build over here on this island. I don't think this whole build will fit on the land, so I'm doing a stone base that can partially sit in the water. I've left some gaps in between the stone bricks, and that's because I'm going to use some spruce logs to stack up some pillars filling that space. And let's put a slab on top of each of these pillars to begin a railing design. Wow, I didn't fall off once doing that. Anyways, now let's have some trapdoors in the middle to keep anyone from running off the side, and for some more support underneath, some spruce slabs. I've mapped out a structure on top of our base, so let's fill it in. And here it is. It's very colorful, which I think fits for a storage room because I'm going to be storing all kinds of random stuff in here. It's pretty big compared to a lot of stuff around the starter area, but that means we should be able to fit a lot of stuff inside. However, I've still got to put a bridge in here for another more convenient doorway, so let's do that too, using a similar pattern to the railing on the main section with some spruce supports. The walkway floor can be stone brick slabs, so it looks a little fancy. I'm using some lecterns to enclose the sides, with spruce trapdoors on top to get rid of that angled look. The roof is going to be bamboo mosaic in kind of a curved shape. And that's the walkway complete. Now we've got an expressway to get into the building instead of walking through the water, at least when there's something actually in here. Let's start by putting in a floor in front of our new entrance, framing it in with spruce planks, and I'm using dorite to keep it bright. We need to get down to the level of that door, and then one more floor down, I think. So this calls for a staircase. Again, using polished dorite to keep it pretty light, and some spruce on both sides. It kind of curves around the corner here to this bottom level, but we need an actual floor for it to stop at, which can be some red wool for a red carpet. For the next part, we need lots of chests and glass. We'll start lining these up along the walls. The glass is to display the item that's in the adjacent chest, so there will be stuff behind it later. The first section of chests is in, so let's go find some stuff to put in it. My goal is to get everything out of my starter house, so the first two spaces can be regular and glazed terracotta. Then concrete and concrete powder, glass and glass panes. From here, it's a lot of sand and gravel and that type of stuff. We've got sandstone, then sand, soul sand, clay, gravel, mud bricks, and moving into various types of dirt. We have rooted dirt, normal dirt, and coarse dirt. Now, we've cleared out the mass storage clutter from the starter house, but I also cram a lot of random stuff into our mine building, so I'll clear out the redstone stuff, and a lot of non-stone items from the barrels here. With the first area filled, I'll decorate the room with some of the materials that are stored here. Maybe a table with basalt and glazed terracotta, and some shelves, also made out of basalt because I think it matches the stone pretty well. I'm not going to do anything else with the basement floor right now, but let's go up to the main hall. I'm not sure what to do with this space with organizing the chests. I almost think it's too much having all of these in here since I want it to be a pretty nice walkway when you first enter. Oh, hello there. You have no good trades. Sorry, my dude. You're lucky I don't need any weeds. Anyways, I could just have a few small tables with chests on them for items that I don't have a lot of, I guess. Just using some oak stairs and slabs, with a few random chests should do it. And I should probably have a safety railing on the side, also made of oak. The room does need some light and a ceiling. Let's try some quartz blocks to match the dorite. Stone walls with a shroomite on top create some simple lights that fit in here. To tie in a little pattern on the lecterns, let's put some bookshelves in wherever we can. This will really help to give a little bit more color and detail to this space, since so far it is pretty much just chests everywhere. One last thing I want to do is grab most of the stained glass in the chest. And that's because to cover the last section of ceiling, I want to use random colors of glass. It ended up being very colorful, but it does disguise the chaos of the unfinished space above. And no, I'm definitely not doing anything with that. At first I thought I was, but I don't really think it's worth it. However, that does finish up our extra storage space in here. So that's all of the time that I've got for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.